Okay, Chapter 4, Study Guide, Algebra 1. It says the table shows the relationship between the number of sports teams a person belongs to and the amount of free time the person has per week. Is it a linear function? To be a linear function, it has to go up the same amount each time here as it does in relationship to how much it goes up here. So this is changing 1 each time. This is changing 46 minus 38. This is going down 8. 38 minus 30, down 8. And 30 minus 22, down 8. So since that's going down 8, every time it goes down 1, the rate of change is the same. So yes, it's linear. Question 2 says, what is the graph for the above relationship? So 0, 46. So 0 should be on 46. Okay, so it could be this one. This one, it looks like the dot's on 40. At 1, it's on 38. 2, it's on 30. 3, it's on 22. So this is B. Number 3 says these ordered pairs represent a function. What is the rule for this function? Okay, I would take my calculator. I would go to y equals, and I would put these in my calculator. There's 3 raised to the power of x, and I'm going to go to the table, and I'm going to go up to where x is 1. It's supposed to be 1, and it's not, so that's not it. So I'm going to clear that out. I'm going to try B, 3x. Go to the table, still pairs it with 3, needs to be a 1, it's not, that's not it either. I'm going to go back, x plus 3, pairs it with 4, still not it. I'm going to go back, x to the third, pairs 1 with 1, 2 with 8, 3 with 27, 4 with 64, and 5 with 125. So that answer is D. Number 4 says identify the mapping diagram that represents the relation and determine whether the relation is a function. So you need to tie -3 to -6. They do that here and here. These are wrong because they need the x values here. They need to tie -1 to -6, 5 to -6, and 8 to -6. So both of these are the right mapping diagram. Now we have to pick the right sentence. The relation is not a function. The relation is a function. B, the relation is a function. All you have to do is make sure that you don't repeat any x values. Number 5 says identify the mapping diagram that represents the relation. Determine whether it's a function. -8 is tied to -6. -5 is tied to 2. -8 is tied to 1. 7 is tied to 3. Now, you see that -8 is used twice, so it's not a function. Which statement, C or D, both say it's not a function, which mapping diagram is correct? And that would be D. Even though it's not a function, you still have to pick the one that's mapped correctly. 6 says the function j of x equals 60x represents the number of jumping jacks you can do in x minutes. How many jumping jacks can you do in 5 minutes? So you put the 5 in place of x, you multiply, and you get 300. Describe the pattern in each sequence. 22, 17, 12, 7, they're going down by 5. The next one would be 2. The next one would be -3. And they are subtracting 5. Number 8, -2, -6, -18, -54. Looks like they're multiplying by 3 each time. So we're going to have -54 times 3, which is -162. And then when we multiply that by 3, it's going to be negative 486. And they are multiplying by 3. Tell whether the sequence is arithmetic. Are they adding the same thing every time? This would be going up 7, going up 7, going up 7. So yes, the common difference is 7. The table shows the relationship between the number of sports teams a person belongs to and the free time a person has. Describe the relationship using words. What is the equation for this relationship? So I would say for every sports team the person joins, he or she spends 8 hours per week practicing. So the amount of free time is determined by the sports teams. How many sports teams? So it's F equals 46 minus 8N. N is the number of sports teams. So that's our equation right there. F equals 46 minus 8N. Number 11, model this function rule with a table. Go to y equals, put in 1/2 x plus 3. Go to the table, record your values for -1, for 0, and for 1. Then graph, and your graph should look like this. Model this function rule with a graph and table. So we're going to enter -11x minus 13. We're going to go to the table. We have -2, -13, and -24. We're going to graph that. You're going to plot your points, and you're probably not going to be able to get all of them on there. You're probably only going to be able to get that one and that one. Identify the domain of the relation. The domain is -10, -3, 5, and 7. The range, -2, all the way across. So you just have one entry. 14, identify the domain. 4, -9, 4 again, 7. Those are the members of the domain. The range, 0, -7, 14, and -14. 15 says use the vertical line test to determine whether the relation is a function. Remember that if that vertical line touches 2 dots at the same time, it's not a function. This one passes the vertical line test, so it is a function. 16, determine if it's a function. Compare the numbers that are in the position of the domain, and you see there that you have 2 that are repeated, so this one is not a function. 17 says sketch a graph of the speed a city bus has as it speeds away. Label each section. So I'm going to show you what this is going to look like. Our city bus is going to speed away. Here's part A, which says it pulls away from a stop and increases speed. Part B, it's at a constant speed. C, it has stopped. D, it increases speed after stopping. So this is speed and time. 18 says the table shows how much a carpenter charges for work. Is the relationship linear? Well, let's see. From here it goes up 1. From here it goes up, let me check my calculator to be sure. It goes up 15. Here it goes up 1, and then it goes up 20. It goes up 1 and it goes up 20. Is that linear? No, it's not linear because it does not have a constant rate of change.